Are you a home buyer trying to decide which loan is better for you, an FHA or a conventional? Look no farther. This video is especially for you. And not only am I going to talk about the pros and cons of the FHA versus conventional, I'm going to show you side by side what it looks like with different credit scores. So you can decide for yourself whether or not you think FHA or conventional is the best bet for you. Stay tuned. All right, Matt the Mortgage Guy, residential mortgage broker, powered by You Mortgage, licensed in 47 states, soon to be 48. If you like this content, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things for the YouTube algorithm. If you would, I've got 700 plus videos. They're all meant to help educate you, the home buyer, to make better home buying decisions. So in today's video, a question I'm getting quite a lot of, and quite honestly, things have changed. FHA in 2023 has lowered their mortgage insurance. There's been some changes to loan level price adjustments in conventional loans. So over time, this question and answer about what should I do, FHA versus conventional, is going to change. As the pricing structure changes and things change, this answer might vary from year to year. So if you're buying in 2023, this video is going to be really relevant to you. Now, first off, I want to say there's pros and cons to both. FHA is only for buyers who intend to occupy the property. You, generally speaking, can't hold another FHA loan, so there's rules around that. If you're a first-time home buyer, you get to take advantage of a 3% down conventional. And so those are the two that I'm going to compare side by side. 3.5% down FHA and 3% down conventional. FHA in past, people might make the argument that it's got the mortgage insurance that doesn't fall off. It's got the upfront 1.75 mortgage insurance. Those were some of the cons to the FHA loan. In regards to conventional loans, some of the cons were if you've got, not perfect credit, you might have a really high mortgage insurance premium on there. And although it's going to fall off of the conventional loan, it can be a lot higher. You're going to see in the example I showed that in this 640 credit score case, it's a lot higher. Another pro and con, FHA is a little bit more lenient, a little bit more flexible. You're going to, generally speaking, qualify for more with an FHA loan than you would for a conventional loan. So if you're a first-time home buyer, right on the brink of what you want to buy, it might be a $380,000 max conventional and a $400,000 max FHA. So that's another thing to consider. There's 1,000 different things to consider. And before I show you the examples, I want to say one last thing. Every specific scenario is unique. You and your scenario are unique. So you want to talk to a mortgage professional that's going to not only advise you and educate you, but show you at your specific credit score, 677, with the down payment funds that you have, with the strategy that you're going in on, how long you're going to stay in this home, all these things considered, this is going to be the best loan for you, right? So this will give you a general idea and maybe a little bit of the why behind. You might have been told FHA loan works best for you, conventional loan works best for you. But ultimately, your specific scenario is going to dictate what's better for you. And you want your specific scenario in the hands of a professional mortgage advisor who's going to advise you. So let's start off. Let's put side by side 780 FICO score, 3% down conventional versus 3.5% down FHA. All right, here we have it. On the left-hand side, we've got the FHA loan. This is a $400,000 purchase, and 3.5% down means we've got a loan amount of $386,000. I won't highlight that because I think it's probably less clear as it shows up. So first thing, like I talked about earlier, is that this upfront mortgage insurance premium, $67.55, is an upfront cost charged by the FHA on all FHA loans. It doesn't show up in conventional, so you have to take this into consideration. Your total loan amount is going to be higher, even though you're putting 0.5% down more, where your loan amount with that 1.75 up front is actually going to be 98.25% of what you buy. And this 3% down conventional, smaller down payment, but you owe less because there's no upfront mortgage insurance. FHA is going to, generally speaking, have a lower interest rate. In this specific scenario, 5.499 versus the 588 for the same cost on a 780 credit score. Now you get into principal and interest. That's based on the interest rate, so slightly lower FHA because of the lower interest rate. Mortgage insurance. This just got reduced all the way down to 0.55 for FHA, so it's only $180 now, but it's still, for somebody with near perfect credit, 780 credit, almost double what it would be on a conventional 3% down, $97. This is going to vary by lender. This is my favorite partner, best lender in the country, UWM, that's going to have the very best price on mortgage insurance. So that might differ, but 780 credit score, you're generally going to get it significantly lower than you will on FHA, where FHA has this $180 mortgage insurance, as you'll see, for 640, 680, 720, 760, 780. Everybody gets the same rate. As you'll see in my other example, you're not going to get the same rate for mortgage insurance for conventional. Property taxes, homeowners insurance is the same. So these two side by side with the lower mortgage insurance from FHA that just went into effect this year look pretty dang close. $29.07, $28.93. It's $14, right? Essentially the same. With the conventional loan, you're putting a little less down. You owe a little bit less. So conventional is going to be the favorite in this scenario. The only reason you might go FHA in a case like this is if you get an extra $20,000 in pre-approval and you absolutely need it. In most cases, hopefully you don't need it. You're not the tippy top of your range. So that's that 780 credit score. Conventional, in my eyes, seeing these two side by side in most cases is going to win over. Let's see what happens when we look at a 640 credit score and what that does to pricing. Okay, same $400,000 purchase. Same 3.5% down versus 3% down. Take a look-see here. Conventional, the mortgage insurance is going to change and the rate is going to be significantly impacted by the credit score. Here, the FHA rate only went to 5.625 for the same cost that it's 6.499 on conventional, much higher. Now check this out. This is where, and I'll highlight these mortgage insurance rows, because this is where it gets really nasty to do 3% down conventional when you've got a 640 FICO, $457 a month in mortgage insurance, 2.5 times what it is for FHA. Because like I said, FHA is 0.55 factor, no matter what your credit score. So without, having to do much consideration here, 2.5 times on the mortgage insurance, almost 1% higher on the interest rate for the same cost. FHA is the clear winner for this person with a 640 credit score. $29.38 a month versus $34.06. It's not even close, right? The cash to close is slightly higher because FHA's got 3.5% versus 3%. But you could slide the rate up an eighth and probably match the cash to close as the conventional and still have 575 versus a 6.499. So 640 credit score, clear winner FHA. Talk to a lender you like and trust. Have them do this same side-by-side comparison for you. If you have any doubts, generally speaking, I'm not always going to put stuff side to side because it's going to be clear. You come to me, you've got 760 credit score, you've got 20% down. We're not even thinking about FHA, right? Because we wouldn't pay mortgage insurance that's attached to all FHA loans, regardless of down payment, if you've got 20% down. Higher credit scores, higher down payments, we start leaning conventional. Lower credit scores, lower down payments, FHA gets favored. But, the good news is you've got options. As long as you're talking to a qualified lender who has your best interest at heart, isn't steering you towards a product where they might make more margin or whatever the case is for them, steering you to something that's not in the best interest for you as the buyer. FHA versus conventional, that's all I got. You have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, share. 700 plus videos on this channel. Keep checking out what we've got. And if there's something I haven't made a video on, feel free to recommend it either in this video or in another video on YouTube. Try to get those out because I'm running out of ideas. So keep shooting them my way.